Well, hello. I am Christopher Filippelli, or better known as CRF on YouTube. I am currently 17 years old, and December 12th marked the 10th year of creating videos on YouTube. So yes, I started YouTube at the age of 7. But there is so much that I have never publicly disclosed about my time on YouTube when I was young. Over the years, I have given bits and pieces of information of my story and my beginning, but I have never clearly told you what it was truly like to build a brand and channel at such a young age. So, without any further ado, this is the real truth behind me, CRF.
What was your life like before YouTube?
Well, before I began my journey on YouTube, I was just like any other ordinary kid. I went to school, played sports, which at the time was baseball, basketball, and soccer, all of which I was absolutely garbage at, and I lived life. I went to Maine every year with my family up to my grandpa's cabin, like I still do today. I went down to the beach for about a week with my family and my cousins and our friends, and we did that for years. I have 3 older cousins. They always used to show me these new things that they got or new things they discovered, and that would really interest me and would just really amaze me because I always looked up to them. I always used to follow them in whatever they did because they really did impress me when I was younger. And my family is so close, so I was always with either someone from my mom's side or my dad's side. And growing up, I had 3 main obsessions. When I was really young, it was trains, and specifically Thomas the Train. Then around the age 4 to 5, it became Legos. Shortly after that, Hess trucks. And when I say obsession over these things, I mean pure obsession. It was all that I ever thought about. So over the years, I began collecting whatever it was with my obsession at that time. There was one thing my parents limited me on growing up, and that was screen time. When I was really young, social media was just coming out, and the iPhone came out just a few days later after I was born. So yeah, I'm technically older than the iPhone. I'm so old. Anyway, 21 days older to be exact, not that much, right? So my point is, even TV was limited as my parents wanted me to be outside, be with friends, talk to people, play with toys, anything but to sit in front of a screen and watch stuff. So that's what I did. As an only child, it did get boring at times, but I knew nothing else. Never having a brother or a sister taught me to be independent and do things by myself, even playing with my toys. People always ask me, don't you hate being an only child? Well, it's all I've ever known, so no, I don't. But as I got a little older, I started learning how to use the family computer to watch videos about Lego trains or Hess trucks or whatever it might have been at the time. It would fascinate me watching these people put cameras on a Lego train and have the train drive right through the walls of their house or around the pool. It fascinated me so much that I even wanted to do it myself. I tried convincing my dad to put a hole in the bottom of the wall over there to make a Lego train go through it, and well, we can say that didn't go so well. Looking back, I laugh though, because I think of how crazy of an idea that really is, and that I was out of my damn mind, but hey, you know what? I was 6. Give me some credit for the idea, alright? I got my Lego train when I was in 1st grade, and it was a Christmas present that my dad spent all night putting together for me so that when I would wake up on Christmas morning, it would be there ready for me to play with. At that time, less than 365 days later, that same Lego train would debut on a newly created YouTube channel titled Kevin Filippelli.
Take us through the days and hours leading up to your first video and what it was like to create your YouTube channel.
Alright, so when I say everything happened so fast, there really was no rhyme or reason to creating a YouTube channel, and it just kind of popped into my head like that. It was December 12th, 2014, a Friday, and we had gotten snow the night before, so I had the late opening in school where I would be going in 2 hours later after the normal arrival time to give the crews time to clear the roads in the town and allow us to go to school. That morning, my dad stayed home with me the extra 2 hours instead of my mom, which was very unusual. My mom usually always did, but I guess she had to go to work or something or do something, so I woke up that morning, walked into the room I'm sitting in right now, then known as the train room, and looked at my Lego train. The sun was shining on it through the windows and it made a glow around it. In that moment, I thought to myself, what if I made my own Lego train videos too? Like I previously mentioned, I watched a lot of videos about people putting cameras on Lego trains and the train would go through this insane track throughout their house, like in walls, downstairs, around pools, hell, even in pools sometimes. It was crazy. So I thought, why not do it myself? There was one problem though. where's the video camera? When I was young, my mom had multiple cameras throughout my time growing up, and she would record things and burn it onto discs on her work laptop. In fact, let me show you. Okay, so yeah, these are this isn't even all of them. These are discs of stuff. T-ball opening day, 2013.
The Bombers!
And me dancing to Gangnam Style.
Oppa Gangnam Style.
Yeah, that was embarrassing, that one. Okay, so that's one. I mean, basketball 2014.
Get the rebound, Nick. Get the rebound. There's the assist.
Baseball 2015. Preschool graduation 2012. You get the point. There's a lot of stuff here. Like, look. By the way, this is the laptop she used to do it, and I'm actually gonna have to use this laptop to get all the footage off because it has a disc reader. Then I'll have to convert it onto my computer. But yeah, this thing is heavy. Jeez. My laptop's like a quarter of the size of this, and it does so much more. This thing barely even starts anymore. It's like from 2001. Anyway, keep in mind, my parents are not techie people. And looking back, I'm really impressed that they did all this for me. A lot of my childhood is documented on these discs way before I even started YouTube. So I've always been around cameras, whether it was getting my picture taken or getting recorded opening presents on Christmas or even family vacations. So not only was I comfortable speaking to cameras in general, but I also knew we had one that recorded video. It was at this point where I called my mom and asked her where I could find that video camera that she had. She told me it was in the closet of our office room and that it needed to be charged. When she asked what I was doing with it, I just told her that I would tell her later and that I had to go. I didn't have much time left before I had to start getting ready for school, so I started rushing around, plugging the camera in, turning it on, learning how to try and work it, and everything else about it. Keep in mind, at this time in my life, this was the first time I've ever held a camera in my hand, so I didn't really know how to work it, honestly. Fast forward a little while later, where I walked into my second grade classroom. Everyone was coming in at the same time, so when I walked in, I started to tell people what I was doing. I told my teacher and the assistant teacher who we had at the time, as she was in college getting in-class experience to become a teacher in the future. Then I started telling some of my friends. I remember nearly word for word of what I said, too. I said, hey, guess what? I'm going to be starting a YouTube channel tonight and recording a video with my Lego trains. This was the beginning. That was the very first time anyone had ever heard of my YouTube channel. I'll never forget when I told the assistant teacher she was helping another kid take off their backpack and jacket, and she was like, oh yeah? That's so cool. You gonna be famous one day? That's what she asked me, and I just laughed thinking of how crazy it would be, but at the same time didn't fully understand the whole concept of YouTube as it is. As we all now know, on YouTube you post a video and that gets views from people on the internet. Some of those viewers subscribe to your channel, and unfortunately most don't subscribe. At the time, I didn't understand this concept as YouTube wasn't huge in my life and was also very different 10 years ago than it is now. I didn't even know what getting a view meant or what a subscriber even was at the time. All I knew is that you can make videos for people to watch, whether that be your friends, family, strangers, and that's it. That's all young CRF knew. So when this teacher asked me if I would become famous one day, I didn't know what to think or how I would even be able to do that. So I just went through my school day like any other regular day. It was shortened because of the delay, but when it was time to go home, I ran out and went straight to my parents. They took me home and I started getting my Lego trains ready. I bothered my dad constantly until he would come up and film the video for me. So, around 4 p.m., I stood right here in this very same room I'm sitting in right now and said these words. Hello everybody, I am Christopher Ryan Filippelli. Welcome to my train room.
What was it like to film the video?
Well, as I mentioned earlier, being around cameras my whole life really did help. My dad, who was behind the camera, tried telling me what to say at certain times, which is why at some points you hear me either whisper something to someone, who would be my dad, or just shake my head no. So overall, filming was easy. I just talked to the camera like I was talking to my dad, or like explaining something happening to my family. That's the tone I kind of used, and I imagined my family standing right by my dad watching me explain everything about my Legos and my Lego trains. My dad would keep giving me thumbs up behind the camera, meaning I'm doing good and that he's recording good and actually getting me in frame, which, round of applause, good job, Dad. There is one thing I clearly remember though. Although my dad filmed the first video, my mom had filmed every single video, starting from my second video all the way up to 2019. And in nearly every single one of those videos, I would continue to ramble at the end, and they would give me that hand signal to wrap it up. About 6 minutes into my first video, my dad started giving me these hand signals. But I was just having too much fun being on camera, and I wanted to show everyone everything. So I started saying thank you for watching as if it was going to end the video then and there. Nope, that wasn't the case. Instead, the video lasted an extra 2 minutes, most of which consisted of me saying thank you for watching, but signifying that I still had more to say.
And I thank you for watching, but it's...
My dad at this point behind the camera was getting a little upset and just wanted this to be over. He was like this, come on. When I bring this up to him today, he said that he wished he kept filming and that I would go on forever because of how fast 10 years has really went. But in the end, I had to end the video, not because my dad told me to multiple times. When did I ever listen to that guy? But because my grandpa pulled in the driveway since he was coming over for dinner. You could see his truck pull in about 15 to 20 seconds before the video ends in the background through the window behind me. So that's when I ended it. I love my train room. Bye bye. Thank you for watching. Bye. Who wrote this damn script? Really. And that was it. That was the video. That was the first video that gave me that spark. That initial spark of, wow, this is cool. I want to do it more.
What was the uploading and editing process like?
Well, let me start off by saying this. There was no editing, and I mean 0. That's why last week's video came out. Like, the footage was taken off of this camera and literally uploaded to YouTube. Yes, this exact camera that I'm holding in my hand. Now, this is something I've never said publicly before, so here it goes. I did not create my YouTube channel. Yes, you heard that right. I didn't create my YouTube channel. My mom did. And she did it at her work. My parents aren't completely the best at technology as it is, and it was even more complex 10 years ago, so she thought the only place she could plug in the camera was on her work computer and that she could upload it there. So yes, I did not create my YouTube channel. My mom did. And I did not edit the video, and neither did my mom or anyone. That file from the camera was literally uploaded onto YouTube, was straight off of the camera and SD card, and on December 12th, 2014, my mom created the YouTube channel Kevin Filippelli, which is my dad's name. We didn't know how to change it, so we just left it, although I was a little upset that it wasn't my name, but whatever. After 11 days figuring out how to upload a YouTube video, my mom did it, finally. Through trial and error for 11 whole days, my mom tried and tried again to upload the video to the Kevin Filippelli YouTube channel, and she did just that. Around 10 a.m. on December 23rd, 2014, the first ever Kevin Filippelli YouTube video went public, and this was the beginning.
Did you get any feedback from the video?
So, I clearly remember my dad telling me that he talked to my uncle, which is his brother, and my uncle had told my dad that he, my aunt, and my cousin all enjoyed the video. They really liked it, and they told me to make more. There was one criticism I received from them, though. It was too long, and it needed to end sooner. So, as excited as ever, Christmas night I recorded another video and kept that criticism in the back of my mind. The second video turned out much better. I didn't repeat thanks for watching 10 times, but when I said it was over and that was it. I didn't really start getting feedback from people in school or any of my friends for a few years, pretty much until I stopped uploading in 2018.
Why did you stop uploading for a year and a half?
Wow, last question already? That went fast. Well, between March of 2018 and August of 2019, the Kevin Filippelli YouTube channel went silent. I was just ending 5th grade in March of 2018, and my entire 6th grade year was not on YouTube at all. That year, more than ever, is when people practically begged me to make more videos. It was at this time I started maturing more, and 6th grade was my first year in middle school. I didn't want some elementary school garbage or kid-like stuff to carry over into the big middle school, but people genuinely wanted more. It came to the point that my middle school history teacher, Mr. Smith, had more subscribers on his YouTube channel than me. I loved your class, Mr. Smith. You are great. But yeah, after a while, I just wanted to live my life and not worry about YouTube. I wasn't sure of what I wanted to do at this time, or even what I really enjoyed other than collecting Hess trucks. That was pretty much it. On August 22nd, 2019, though, that mentality changed. I was taking a shower when I said to myself, why not bring it back? So that's exactly what I did. My first video back to YouTube. This time I uploaded it myself. And I even said in the video at the time, I only had 99 subscribers, 38,000 video views, which I thought was crazy. I now know what subscribers were and what views were, but didn't actually know nearly as much as I now know with the analytics. From that point on, I began learning how to edit, where I started on the Microsoft Windows Media Editor. That was horrible thinking back. But hey, you know what? It was a starting point. That's all I needed. Because then I just grew from there to get to the point where I am today. Yeah, I'm gonna go a little bit off script here, but pretty much there was also something else I forgot to add in here, and that's how we got to the point of my channel name being CRF. Well, you see, August 22nd, 2019, I uploaded that first video back. That weekend, I really wanted to dive more into YouTube and understand it more and how the analytic pages and stuff worked. So I kept uploading more videos, and then I figured out how to change my channel name. So I changed it to Christopher Ryan Filippelli, my full name. And then that same day, I changed it to Christopher Filippelli. And then that same day, I changed it to CRF, Christopher Ryan Filippelli. Now, yes, CRF are my initials, but it's not just that why I named it CRF. You know, I was thinking like, you know, Christopher Ryan Filippelli, if somebody wants to look that up, that is an insanely long name. And my last name, nobody can spell right. Let me just be honest with you. Like, nobody can spell it right. So I knew nobody was going to be looking up Christopher Ryan. Like, that's so stupid. When I was younger, my parents, if they needed to leave like a sticky note for one another, like just in case one of them wasn't home and I had dinner in the oven or something, they would say CRF dinner in the oven. CRF this, CRF that. This was way before YouTube, I promise you. That's how it kind of came into my mind. I'm like, oh, you know, my initials are CRF and you guys always use it, so why not? So that's why I came up with CRF to put it in the channel name. So for a little bit, for about a week, it stayed CRF Christopher Ryan Filippelli. Then I changed it to, I think, CRF Hess, and then just CRF. I think it was like September of 2019 where I just said CRF and that's it. And since then, it's just been CRF ever since, and it's now my nickname. Oh, I almost dropped the camera. No matter what, CRF's always going to stay. I'm never ever going to change that, and sick how that all happened. It was just kind of like one thing led to another almost. I just kind of kept experimenting. Nobody taught me any of this, by the way. Like, editing, I kind of learned that myself. I taught myself pretty much over the years. YouTube, nobody sat down with me and said, do this, do that. I figured it all out by myself. I've done everything through trial and error. Everything. It's a really cool way of learning stuff. I actually like it a lot better, and I've had a lot of fun doing this. This has been 10 years of trial and error to get to the point where I am today, and we're doing good. We're doing good, I think. And I'm going to keep going. I ain't stopping. The last 10 years have been a lot, for sure. They really have. Like I just said, trial and error. It's been a lot of work, more than anyone will ever begin to realize that has gone into this channel, but it's really been worth it in the end. Like, trust me. I've met so many amazing people from YouTube over the years, and it has truly been so very special. Thank you guys, really. And this is the last video of 2024, and I just wanted to say how incredible this past year has been. The last 2 months have definitely been much harder on me, and the lowest point in my life, I'm not going to lie. My mom shockingly passed away on November 21st from one of the rarest forms of cancer in the entire world. I don't even know how to pronounce the actual term, so I won't even try, but my mom, as I stated in the beginning of this interview, was the one who really created my channel, and I seriously would not be here today without her. I mean that. She held the camera in every single video up until 2019, and then was either in videos or helped produce them since. She was my #1 fan, and everything I ever do in the future will be dedicated to her in her memory. I will never forget her. I miss her a lot, like I do. And I hope she can see everything I continue in my life to do, and make her proud. Thank you all so much again for watching. I appreciate you all. Welcome to the new era of CRF. CRFX. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. thank you for 2024, and I will see you next year in 2025.